while there is, and then there are people who can help you with that also, and there are consultants helping. But there, I think, the more science you bring into it, the more better you will get at it. Also, I think it's very important to benchmark. So if you're going into an area, what is happening with the competition in the area? If anyone is shut in that area, always find out. No broker will ever tell you that. This area mein kaun tha pehle, kaun band hua, which restaurant is ever shut, and find out what went wrong or something. I think it's good to dig deep. And I have always, so I have till today, I've actually looked after this part of the business in various chains. 15 years in locations. Even as CEO, I approved every location, whether it was a kiosk, or was there, any city I would visit. Because I eventually felt a fair amount, not fair amount, but there's some still, if you're an experienced person, there's a gut feel. There's a touch and feel you only get by getting in there, walking to other restaurants, seeing what's happening. So the data has to be supported by on the ground. It cannot be done. And then you have to do all this stuff, So and the complicated part of our damn country in our licensing is that there are different requirements in every city. So you can't even make one checklist as a chain and say, oh yeah, Bombay has its own 5 nuances which no other city in India has, right? And Delhi has some things you'll be shocked to know what kind of some licenses we have to get in Delhi. You won't even heard of them in Bombay. So, I think you actually have, it's a local, because the licenses are 90% local in our country. They're city or state, they're not really central, except for FSSAI. So, no, go ahead. So I think
real estate is, of course, a huge challenge, and more than anything else, as you try to grow faster, there are people who are doing it for you. So it becomes increasingly difficult to go to every location. So I'll just share this example. I had a guy, for us it was kind of relatively easier because we said the space that we are looking for, the only people competing with us are ATM banks. Okay, we are looking for 200 square feet space. That's what they are. So go after ATM banks. The kind of, so we had to zero in. I had to zero in on the model size. I said that this is what we want. The kitchen equipment, everything, therefore had to be worked backwards to fit into that, to do, 600, 700, 1,000 customers a day out of 200 square feet of space. And so my guys would show me, a lot of, there is this station, Masjid Bandar station in Bombay. So he showed me something right outside the station, bang on, brilliant, lakhs of people walking out. He said, sir, ye karna hai. I said, nahi, ye nahi karenge. They said, what's wrong with you? You said you want people, this is 200 square feet space. So many of them, the bridge comes down and they're walking into the store because you have to take a right to actually come out of the thing. So I had to explain to him SEC analysis. Now you can't explain to a broker what SEC analysis is. So I had to make it easy. See, you have to get innovative. They said, sir, kyun nahi chale? Okay, I said, see, look at the people walking over here. Majority of them are wearing chappals. So it is a factory kind of an area. People coming out over here. Well, then I had to take him to one of our stores. And I said, see, there's Jumbo King and there's another guy selling vada pav. All the people coming to us, majority of them are wearing shoes. And all the people eating over there are wearing chappals. Now this is what I want. Don't look up, look down. So when you go to look at a location, look down and I need to see a lot of shoes. So he understood it, and from that day onwards, we don't argue about a good location, which I am saying you can't do it, and he's saying no, we should do it.
I had an interesting twist to that. We used to look at the Panwala and the locality. Delhi Panwalas, this is in Delhi Panwalas are, culture after eating out. And you'll see the brands the Panwala was carrying. Panwalas are quite fancy. Price of the pan they charge. And what other stuff? So Panwalas keep cold drinks, they keep cigarettes, they keep that. And based on that, you would get a good interesting barometer on purchasing power, spending habits.
Which kind of
unfortunately, SEC data is still available in a very limited fashion. It's not available online. It's at a cost. It's not. It takes cost to generate SEC data. It's not. So you have to pick up interesting other ways to benchmark your customers' consumption habits.
Sure. Marinosh, what has been your experience with real estate? Tell us about that. You found some small solutions.
I think that's a good
answer.
I think it's now over.
Actually, this took me right off my balance right now. Yeah. Finding places for a bakery product where the cost of a product is like from 20 rupees to maybe 150 rupees a slice, okay, is very, very difficult. For example, I saw a place in Bandra which I really liked, okay. It was something that had a little dip in the ground, and someone said Vastu is like this. So I said, sorry to use the word F, but Vastu, but I think this is a nice place. I stood around, looked at the traffic, all that stuff. I called my BMC agent first. Whenever I see a property, okay,
call him.
I call my BMC agent in first. Sure. Forget anything else, Will this will I get permissions? Okay. They said, no back entrance. I said, okay, fine. Not a problem for a bakery, for a outlet. Not for a bakery, but for an outlet. Water connection, we had a problem. We said, we can arrange it. We looked at a few aspects, who were the next door people. Always, now for example, I consult with Ravi, okay? He's given me one super valid point. There has to be other bakeries, confectionery shops, restaurants touching me. Competition actually is good for you.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you have to have other people of the same line or similar products around you. I took a look at that. There were a couple of people around me. The unfortunate thing was the landlord. He didn't want to give it to me because he said, food industry, no, I don't think it will work for me. Okay, now what I want and what another person wants, two different things. It's so expensive. I saw something that I really liked, but paying 2.5 lakh rupees a month is just the rent, okay? And on top of that, I'll have to pay electricity, staff, different sort of things. Where will it go? What will I earn?
And property tax in Maharashtra is 100%. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sure. What I have analyzed over the years is that if you're going to make a QSR sit-down restaurant, the rentals are just not viable. So what is happening is then a new conundrum arises. Then you make a outlet with more than 150 covers, and you have that kind of a volume to service the rentals. So plainly speaking, QSR, which means a mid-segment restaurant catering to, let's say, mid-level and not a fine dining high-end, is just not possible in these circumstances, in these rentals.
But there are people doing it here. There are people at this table who are doing
No,
it.
I'm talking about sit-down restaurant.
I think what I've understood, coming back to the finance angle part, there are basically now two parts come in the restaurant industry. One is the GOP model and one is the equity model.
Sure.
So if you're in the equity model, then it's loss leader type model, and but if you're doing the ownership GOP model, then definitely these factors come in, and I think that's from that angle.
I think you also have to leverage when that can, you have to be innovative. So today I think you've got to look at persuading the landlords, and that's not possible on high street. It's very not high street. But malls and corporate parks and food courts, I think you can do, a lot of guys are today available to do pure revenue sharing. So it's linked to the success where you're linked to footfall.
It won't be a QSR. What are you talking about? Casual dine, you won't get a...
No, but even for QSR, I'm saying the QSR, I know enough places where we've negotiated and said, well, sorry, we're not sure. Even if it's not high street, but if it's a mall. Because malls, and I've seen malls 6 years ago, and I think a lot of brands have jointly made bad decisions. There was a mall one mall where in the NCR which kind of bombed on all of us, right? And we were all the brands, who was there. And today 80% of them have left, right? Everyone made a joint, but it was all right. I mean, all the parameters were ticked the box, and so everyone came. But you have to look at, at those stage, today I think, mall operators.
It's more rationalized.
Is more rationalized. I think if you look at...
So therefore, kiosks are workable, they are feasible.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm talking about a sit-down restaurant with 100 covers.
No, even that, even in a mall.
High-end is okay, high-end is
No, I'm talking QSR. I'm talking about, 2,000 square feet, 180 to 100 seater QSR model is still possible. You find landlords who give you a MGO percentage. And they believe
that
it.
way, yeah, some kind of a revenue share.
Some revenue, some part of revenue share. A high street landlord also actually have started doing this, because even high streets today are actually competing against malls. So some of the high street guys are kind of waking up to the fact that malls are doing this.
Yeah, so might as well be.
So you also have to do it, because eventually, business is moving in some parts has migrated from malls. I think you have to make it, the model has to work.
It has to be a win-win situation
For both, for the landlord and for yourself, and most importantly for your
That would
bottom
depend
line.
on the landlord to think whether it has to be win-win for both.
Yeah.
You will have landlords who
No, some
actually purely
Landlord's
think on the
concerned with
rental.
himself, he's the landlord.
Correct.
Usko kya
I think, one more, point is that in our team, we tell people that, you have to work very hard to find a location. So, we had to draw a benchmark. We said you see 100 properties, you'll negotiate on 20 of them, and you'll close 2 of them. So, I say that when you have to close 2 properties a month, boss, you better be seeing 100 a month. So, if you increase the ratio of that, your chances of
success
signing
rate
up will be higher. So, people will stop complaining, because what is happening is he's seeing 20 and saying kuch ho hi nahi raha hai, which is a lot. So I said, let us look at our past data. How many, locations actually came? How many we actually negotiate? We like something, but the guy said, I don't want to give it up. I'm doing super business. Yeah. So as long as, of course, we kind of tend to have this thing that because we are doing multiple locations, so it becomes possible. We have to create a factory out of getting locations. I have to do 4 a month of 200 square feet. So that's what you said is that the science has to be put into it, where it becomes an exact science. You have those things called 1000% locations.
It's also very important to pick up your learnings.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of us, anyone here in this room is close location. Sure. I absolutely say the mortality rate is not a figure. It's not a figure that even I have as a president of the association. But I know that it's a high rate. Okay, and you see it.
You want to put a number to it?
Huh?
You want to put a number?
I don't have. No, I don't. We will in the next report. We are getting a number. We're trying to get.
It will make all of us feel good.
We're trying to get people. We're trying in the research to get restaurant owners to admit to this, without giving. But I think it's very important to document, and I've always done this. Is after a year, every year, document what you closed and analyze what went wrong. I put it in some presentation and make sure that you look at that. Your team looks at that. We're looking at it. So what went wrong there? What is the wrong assumption? What is the what? There was some wrong assumption. Otherwise, your restaurant wouldn't shut. So what went wrong? Analyze it. Make sure you don't make the same mistake, or you redo your, make your science more science.
But then what we do with that information, we avoid those, or we
No.
go with an
So
actual
either you realize
landlords association and say, boss,
No.
it's not working out for us.
Either
We've always learned that
Yeah.
SWOT analysis, the strength, weaknesses. So that is that any time when a new restaurant has to come up, we have to do that. But right now, I feel the restaurant business is in a very infancy stage in India, right? And a lot of restaurants are opening up, people are traveling, and suddenly this boom is in last couple of years. So I think this is going to stay for first couple of years, where staff is changing. Today he's here, next day you might see him in a restaurant just for a couple of rupees more. Or he's, the suppliers, we are not getting the right suppliers, where I can standardize a product from tomatoes to the kind of spring onions I'm going to get, or the kind of masalas I want to get every time. So this is that kind of period where I think another couple of years where the fittest will survive, and then with all these FSSAI laws and all, then the ones who are not very adamant about opening a restaurant, they're going to close. They will not be able to survive in this field. So you will have this exactly happened with the hotels in when around 2097 onwards, a lot of hotels came up here, and everybody was wondering how these hotels will run. But you now see that there's still room for more. Sure. But there's a segment in India. The best part is there's a segment for all kinds of market.
Sure.
So
Pradeep, your concern is well founded.
Sure. As what Pradeep said, QSR with a sitting kind of a format, which is in between the fine dine and a quick buy, has a difficult chance to survive in the years to come with the rentals going upwards. Well, it depends how you look at it and what is your positioning. As Harpal Singh had said, key specialization. So as a company, we have specialized into veg sandwiches, and we offer into white breads and brown bread category. So we have repetitiveness. In a given format, in a chain business, yes, some may perform, some will overperform, or some will underperform. But when you see at the month end, the story is different. So, only take which I wanted to share with you, it is not that it is not going to survive, and the kiosk is the only right format. I guess there is space for every model. Kiosk has a space subject to the product that it is.
Sure.
A QSR has a space subject to the model that he is serving to the clients.
Sure.
I'm sure even Dheeraj will double me up on that. None of the outlets are performing at over 100%. Few will be there in this lot, but there is space. There is space for everyone to survive.
The Orchid 5-star Ecotel Hotel. Friendly, eco